Erica, the first thing you said to me when I logged on was, I'm ready to talk some shit.
Yeah, I am. I'm so tired of these think pieces I'm seeing online. I'm like, I'm ready to dive right in and start dragging some people.
Let's just get to it, KJ. Let's just get straight to the getting. I hear you and I feel you, because the discourse around the life of a showgirl has so far surpassed what I would have expected for an album like this that is quite literally 12 upbeat pop songs, or maybe two of them are not upbeat, but it's just like 12 bops,
Yeah.
So like, you would not expect an album of 12 bops to cause this much uproar.
Yes, I hate to say it, but some of it's a little dramatic.
Oh my God, beyond.
I hate saying that, but it's true.
No, beyond. And you know what? I just watched an interview. Taylor did an interview with Zane Lowe where she said, listen, the way showbiz works, if you're saying my name and my album during my release week, you're helping me. And I was like, 100%. Go girl, because that is a fact. That is a fact.
I doubt she's not eating it up, right? She's probably like, yeah, keep talking shit. Like, whatever.
I mean, y'all have talked her not only to the top of the charts, but she's now broken her own record of having, the most sales, the most streams, the most whatever. We could get into it, but whatever record you think she has broken, she has broken it.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow, everyone really hated it. Most streams ever. Like, okay, here we are.
Yeah, exactly. So there's so much to talk about. I will say, I wanted to structure the conversation. Oh, hold on. Should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm KJ Miller, founder, lecturer, and content creator.
And I'm Erica Manganelli, pop culture comedian and content creator.
All right. And obviously today we are digging into the life of a showgirl, Taylor Swift's 12th studio album release. And I know we have so many thoughts, but I thought, really to just be fair to us and the fans that we are, I wanted to structure the conversation this way. Part one will just be us giving our thoughts on the album, on the music, just what we loved, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we wanted more of, what we wanted less of, just like our overall feelings about the music and the album. That'll be part one. Then part two, I figured we could talk song specifics, just go into any of the tracks that we really, really want to talk about, in more detail. And for me, I have quite a few, so we might just end up talking about all 12. We'll see. And then part three, I want us to talk about the discourse, because there is just so much discourse. But I don't want to start there, because I feel like I want to be fair to us in our fan experience. So does that sound okay?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's celebrate first.
Yes, we'll celebrate and then we'll get to the mess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then let me just ask you, Erica. I don't know if anyone has asked you, how are you feeling about this album? How has it made you feel? Like tell me.
I feel like joy. Like I finally have a moment to escape like the burning down of our country. Like seriously, like there's so much going on, and there's so much like anger and hate right now in the world, and like this was just like a nice break to be able to just like experience a little bit of joy.
I completely agree with you, and I will say I have been for weeks now just in a place where like I can't really engage with a lot that's going on just for my mental health. And I know people will maybe feel a certain way about that, but like, look, I've got this one life to live. I've got this one child to raise. Like I can't let myself succumb to constant anxiety. And so I have constantly been looking for outlets and things that will, honestly occupy my mind and my time. And I've spoke about on this show before, I've been rewatching Scandal. That's been a real blessing to me.
Fun.
Thank God for Shonda. Thank God for Kerry Washington. And now this album has come in and given me a similar sort of escape. And I will say I am very grateful for it, like very grateful for it. It has honestly, for the first time I pressed play on it, every emotion was, I was surprised and like, oh my goodness. And like, oh, did she just say dick?
Yeah. Did she say dickmatized right now?
Right. Like what? It was so much like surprise and fun and honestly a very needed escape. So I will just lead by saying I am grateful for that. And it has been, like you said, a real source of joy.
Yeah. And I've been taking the opportunity to like deep dive on like historical Elizabeth Taylor references in the song, which is like taking hours out of my day, which is like seriously such an escape because I'm not online. I'm not reading anything crazy. Because same with me, I've been having to disconnect from the internet a little bit because my anxiety is so high. And that's not to say like I don't care what's going on or you know, I'm not trying to follow what's going on. I am, but it's taking a toll on my mental health. And I'm sure it is everyone.
Yeah.
And I took a great break over the weekend because I had gone to a wedding. And so I was really unplugged. I got to listen to this album like without ever seeing any of the online discourse at all. So I had no idea what was even happening until I logged in like Sunday night. And I was like, oh, everybody hates it but me?
Right.
What's happening?
Yeah. I was very similar. I listened Friday, like up until the time I posted my review. And even after that, like pretty much until I went to the movie around 3:00 that day, I did not engage with anyone else. Like I didn't watch any other videos. I didn't read any other articles because I just wanted to experience the music, just me. What is it making me feel? What is it making me think? And so by the time I did dive into the discourse, I was like, oh my God, like it really, there were some things I expected, right? Like where there were some songs where I was like, oh, they're not going to like that, like canceled.
Me too.
I was like, they're not going to like this, Taylor. They're not going to like this.
Yeah, and the dickmatizing, I'm like, oh, they're not going to like this. They're going to say it's not good for the kids. Like I already knew.
Yeah. I knew for especially Swiftologist, I knew he was going to hate Wood. And he, from the clips I've seen, it seems like he has hated it. And I was like, yeah, I could see that coming a mile away. Wood, however, is one of my absolute favorite songs.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, like she's almost 40 years old, you guys.
What are like come on.
She's a middle-aged woman. Like, is she not allowed to sing about her life?
Right. I loved that song. And so, yeah, there were moments where I was listening and I was like, they might kind of get on her for that. But I did not think, we would be, we would be having discussions about her turning into a red-pilled trad wife, MAGA.
I was not expecting that either. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Or her saying the word Onyx Night was actually a dog whistle for Black women.
Oh, I didn't even hear that one yet.
Oh, yeah, girl.
I know you're going to teach me things on this podcast that I didn't even hear yet. Yeah, I just know it because I'm like every time I see one now, I'm just like, bye.
Oh my goodness! But this is us jumping into part 3. So to stay on part 1,
stay part 1.
To stay on part 1, I will say it felt nice to have this, and it still feels nice to have this, not just as a distraction, but just as something to enjoy and to celebrate. And I will say she checked so many of my boxes with this album. Like, you know, I have said on record, as it relates to Tortured Poets Department, there's so much music there that I love, but there was also a lot of music on Tortured Poets Department that for me, I skipped. You know, I listened to it once or twice and then said, I don't need to listen to this anymore. Clairbo, I'll never listen to it again.
That was one of my like least favorites also.
Yeah, like Clairbo, I don't need. I Hate It Here. I don't need Fresh Out the Slammer. I don't need. Oh yeah, there's so. But the thing is, I do feel like everyone who loves that album. There are some people who say they love all 31 tracks, and I love that for you. Most people I know who love that album have their version of it that they love. They're like, these are the songs that really pull me in, and I love that we got that. But for me, it was missing instrumentation. I wanted way more instruments. I feel like this album more than delivers on that. Like I get just giddy at some of the songs when I hear the like guitar line, the bass guitar, when I hear the clarinet, when I hear the flute. I was hearing all sorts of instruments. So like it checked that box for me. I also felt like vocally, and I shared some of this in my TikTok review, vocally Tortured Poets Department, you know, Taylor spent most of that album kind of giving us what I would call like 75%. And I don't mean 75% in terms of effort. I mean 75% in terms of like vocal volume.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
like almost more like acoustic-y, like
yeah,
in
like
my room sadness.
Exactly. She did not give us the full breadth of her range for most of that album. And she certainly did not give us the full breadth of her like power and volume in most of that album, right? Like most of it sat in the please, I've been on my knees, like, you know, which is beautiful. And that's one of my favorite songs on that album. But yes, whereas here on this album, even within the first song, you hear her going full belt in her upper register. You hear her going all over, giving us so much power vocally. So that was another box for me that this album absolutely checked. And then the third thing I would say it checked for me is like, I wanted new collaborators. I as much as I think she's had such a successful run with Jack and Aaron, I wanted her to collaborate with new people. She did. And I think it paid off. So it checked a lot of my boxes.
It was like, not that it sounded similar to Shake It Off, but it was more like that vibe, that like that poppy, boppy, like dance. You could easily remix it into like a club song. Like that's the kind of vibe I got from this album, which I like because it was just different. That's what I kind of like about Taylor Swift is each album has their own vibe. Everything's different. And I don't think anyone was appreciating that. And that was making me angry.
Well, and you know what I will say? It's funny because you compare it to Shake It Off, which I agree in terms of like it being, bops, right? But for me, it gave me more Reputation vibes because I felt like, yes, and actually Reputation is between the two. I actually prefer Reputation to 1989. And I think part of the reason I prefer it to 1989 is it feels a little grittier. It feels like 1989, it all feels so effervescent.
Yes.
Where Reputation feels like, yeah, we're still going to dance, but also I'm mad, you know?
Like, but also fuck you.
And this album to me had that sort of vibe. Like, yeah, we're going to dance. We're definitely going to dance and have a good time because I'm in love and I want everybody to know it. But don't forget, I'm still that bitch.
I got stuff to say. Yeah.
And I got stuff to say and I got people to call out. And I love that. I love when Taylor gives us, versatility.
Yeah, I agree. It was all like, you think I feel like a bad bitch, but I actually don't feel like that. It just comes off that way.
But then yet there are songs where it's like, this is giving bad bitch though, Taylor.
I know.
Like father figure.
I love Father Figure. It's like one of my favorite ones.
Oh my God, same. And it is very much giving bad bitch Taylor. So I love that it's like, maybe you don't feel it, but
we do.
We see it.
But we're feeling it.
Yeah. I completely agree though that like from just like a feeling perspective, it is kind of a return to just like a bit more upbeat feeling. Because even Midnight's, Midnight's was I forget how she described it, but it was a pop album, but it did not have that
was
same,
a little dark.
Yeah, it didn't have the same sort of effervescence I think that we get on this one, which is really nice.
Yes, I also like that there was kind of like a vintagey Hollywood kind of like vibe to it. I loved that.
Yeah. Me too. It definitely felt like kind of music through the ages. I saw when she was talking to, I think it was Jimmy Fallon, describing some of the songs and how she wanted them to sound classic and timeless. And we'll get into this more when we get into the discourse. But I will say that came across for me because that was one of the things that I found very surprising on first listen was like how many different time periods I sort of felt like we were exploring with the album because she didn't make any mention of that when she was,
Not
on the
all.
podcast. No, so we didn't get any mention of that. So it very much was a surprise when it's like, this is giving me Jackson 5. This is giving me Lenny Kravitz. Yeah, this is giving me Weezer. This is giving me, there was one song, I'm trying to remember which one it was. I actually think it was Eldest Daughter. The way she phrases the melody there kind of gives me almost Lin-Manuel Miranda. It almost felt like one of his songs from like Hamilton. Like
that song makes me sad.
It's just there's so much there. Like musically, there's a lot to kind of sink your teeth into from like the sounds and the like sonic landscapes she creates. So it just is. I mean, I think a really well done album.
I agree. I loved it.
We loved it.
Understanding.
We loved it, folks. I don't know what to tell you, Erica
I'm still putting it on every day and listening like straight through. Also,
100%.
I bought the record and it's beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I got the blue one.
I don't have a record player, so I don't buy any
My
of the
dad just sent me
physical
one up
copies.
here recently, and I've just recently become obsessed with it. And so this is my first time buying one from her. I was like so obsessed. It came in the mail. I was like holding it up to the light because you can see through it. It's like blue and it's glittery. I'm like, look at it. Everyone gather round. It's beautiful. My family was like, what?
It does. I will say I do kind of want to get a record player. I feel like if I get a record player, all I'm going to do is buy all of Taylor and Beyonce's albums. I'm not going to buy anything else. I'm just going to buy the two of them and maybe some Stevie Wonder. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm done. I've got my collection.
You celebrate Christmas, correct? Right? And Christmas albums on the record player are just like top notch. Top notch.
That does sound amazing.
Yeah,
okay.
Very fun.
Maybe that's what I'll ask for Christmas.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's what you need to do.
Oh my God.
I just convinced you.
I love this. I love this. Okay. All right. Done. It's going on my Christmas list. But yeah, I don't know what to tell y'all except Erica and I love the album. Yeah. And you can argue with somebody else
for loving on it. Like,
and you know what?
Sorry.
Do you remember a week ago when we said like, leave Swifties alone? Like, let us just be happy. Like,
no, that's the first thing I thought about when I saw the first, like, I was on Threads and I saw the first, like, I'm going to just call it a tweet, even though it's not. But the first tweet that was like shitting on us basically. And I was like, you know what? We knew this was going to happen.
We knew it.
We knew it. I was so pissed.
Leave us alone. Let us just have some joy. Oh my God. Well, okay. So with that said, I feel like we've summed up how much we love this album and all the things we love about it. So should we talk about these tracks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, let's just go ahead and start with number 1, The Fate of Ophelia. What do you like, dislike, love, whatever about this one?
Okay, so I'm a nerd and I've got an English literature degree. So immediately I'm like, I need to reread Hamlet. And so I was like going through Hamlet Spark Notes. I was like obsessing over like some of the stuff in the song where like, Ophelia, when she dies and they're lowering her into her grave, her lover and her brother get into a fight. And I'm like, wait, did Maddie Healy and her brother get in a fight? Like, I was like obsessing over every little thing. So I love when there's like these old references to books and literature because I get obsessed.
Yeah, I will say listening to it, my journey with this song has definitely, it's only gotten better as I continue to listen.
Yes.
The first time I heard it, I didn't dislike it, but I thought like, oh, okay, that's cute, and then moved on.
Next. That's how I was.
Yeah. But now that I've listened to it more, and I do think going to the movie helped and seeing the music video.
Yeah. How was the movie though, real quick?
Oh, it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Lyrics? Like what was it?
It was, the way she broke it up was first she opens with the video, then she intersplices behind the scenes of the video with the other lyric video. So it's like you watch a lyric video, you get some commentary about that, but you also get more of the behind the scenes for the making of the Fate of Ophelia video. I don't know. To me, she made it feel like an experience. So I enjoyed it. I do think seeing not just the video, but the making of the video definitely made me like the song even more. And now, 4 days later, I really do enjoy it. I won't say it's in my top 3, but I really do enjoy it. And I understand it more now as a lead single than I did the first time I heard it.
Okay. See, I'm going to have to try to like see it at some point. Hopefully they'll release it where I could either rent it or something because I'm going to need to see it.
I feel like some version of it now is on YouTube. Although I will say before this, I tried to find all of her commentary because one of my mutuals said all the commentary is now on YouTube and I couldn't find it. Maybe it is, but yeah, I will say this song to me is very fun and fun to kind of just like sing out loud and dance out loud. The keep it 100 on the land.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And everybody's doing the dance. And I'm like,
and everyone's
now
doing
I have
the
to
dance.
learn the dance. Like I'm so bad at dancing and now I have to learn the dance.
I already saved a TikTok where she takes you through it very slowly.
Me too.
And it's like
the same one. I know it.
I know. I'm like, I know this is not a complicated dance, but like I'm not one of these creators who regularly dances on the internet. So for me, this is actually quite like nerve-wracking, like to try and get up on the internet and do a dance. So
but this will help us disconnect too, because like we spend like hours trying to learn the dance and we'll disconnect. It's gonna help.
Exactly. Let's just play a little clip of it for our listening audience.
Yes,
although
I'm excited. I will say, once I watched the music video, I even liked it even more because the music video is so cool.
The music video is fantastic. She really did a good job on this one. She directed it.
Yes, I heard that. I love it.
I was getting carried away. I was like, oh, wait, we
Me
can't
too.
just sit here and watch this whole song.
I know. I'm totally obsessed. Also, I believe the choreographer was a woman named Mandy Moore. Not the Mandy Moore you're all thinking about, but a dance choreographer. Yeah.
Yes. And she's the same choreographer who did Eras Tour. And yes, I think that choreo is so fun. I think that video is so fun. I think the song is just fun. Like, I just think people who hate it are like, hate fun.
Yeah, I know. And like, fun little fact, Elizabeth Taylor had a lot of those hair looks. Not the long ones where it was blonde and red, but like the short blonde and the brunette look that she's on the stage with. She had a lot of those looks. I think Elizabeth Taylor's like influences sparkled throughout this whole album.
Okay, because Taylor did say she put like 100 different Easter eggs in the video. So
I'm gonna find them all.
I feel like that was an Elizabeth Taylor Easter egg. Those wigs, that's amazing. Yeah. Speaking of, what do you think of Elizabeth Taylor? That is the second track on the album.
Yeah, I am obsessed with it. I did a full video on. I did a tiny little snippet of a video to see if anyone was interested in me going further into detail about some of the Easter eggs about the Elizabeth Taylor Burton diamond that I think is like references are all weaved in there. So if you're interested in that, go watch that video because I talk about that a bunch. It's like he, one of her husbands, got the diamond tried to get the diamond at an auction and he didn't win it, and Cartier ended up winning it, and then he wanted it so bad for her. It was 69 carats. Okay.
Oh my God.
He ended up going to Cartier and giving them like 1.1 million. They want it for 1 million. He was like, give it to me for 1.1 million. They're like, fine, but you have to put it in the window in New York. I didn't tell all this in my video, but you have to put it in our window in New York to draw people into our store, and then you can have it for 1.1 million. And then later, after the divorce, she sold it and funded a hospital in Botswana. What?
Wow.
Such lore, but it's weaved right into all the lyrics.
Wow. I had never heard that story. I love that.
Yes.
Well, yeah, as far as the song goes, this one, I will say for me, has been another grower. It's been another grower. The first time I heard it, I was like, I love that beat drop when she hits you with the chorus. That is immaculate.
But I was kind of like, why are we screaming Elizabeth Taylor? Right?
Right.
At
just
first.
like, ooh, Elizabeth Taylor. Okay. But it has really grown on me. I just love the chorus. They're like, be my NY when Hollywood hates me.
Yes.
It's just kind of addicting. Once you've heard it a couple times, you're like, yeah, it goes hard.
It does go hard. I really like that song. It also kind of reminded me of Florida a little bit when she would just scream Florida out of nowhere. It had like a similar vibe to that.
Yeah, similar vibe. I will say I like it more than Florida. Florida was one it had a moment for me, but
it
then
grew on me, but then I also don't love Florida so much sometimes.
Exactly.
Like,
I grew out of really enjoying Florida all that much, but this one I'm growing more into enjoying. And yeah, I think the lyrics of this song being about Elizabeth Taylor. Do you know what I think about this song that I also think makes it more special is as soon she opens with Fate of Ophelia and says, you know, this person has come and effectively saved my life, like saved me from the fate of Ophelia, which for those of you who don't know, Ophelia died. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's saying like, you literally drug me out of my grave, saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. But then in the very next song, she's referencing Elizabeth Taylor and her insecurities around, you know, if your letters ever said goodbye, like how sad I'd be. I'd cry my eyes violet. Like I'm so scared that I'm going to be the modern day Elizabeth Taylor who finds love and loses it, because that's who I've been for the last 20 years. Fall in love, fall out of love, fall in love, fall out of love. Like, but you're the person I want to stay. But she's already like kind of thinking that like, but what if you don't? And so that it's things like that I think people don't give Taylor enough credit for with this album, like the vulnerability she's showing here. And I do think it is vulnerable for someone in her position to say something like, you saved me. She knows people are going to be like, that's not what you should say to a man. We save ourselves. We're autonomous. We're independent. Okay. But like, so you're saying you cannot relate to falling in love and how all consuming that feels? You can't relate to that at all?
No, it's so crazy. And like Ophelia like drowned herself while singing. Like Get real, you guys. She was like saying she was literally like so sad that she was like ready to drown herself singing. Like, this is crazy. And then there's so many themes with Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, Elizabeth Taylor had such a bad rap for like stealing people's men and like, you know, and that's kind of like people have said that about her, about Taylor Swift. So there's so many like little Easter eggs in there with comparisons that I agree, so vulnerable to be able to just come out and like address after everyone's been talking about it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it makes the album, I don't know, there's something for me, you know, I guess I'm going to get a little bit into part 3, but this discourse around her promoting trad wife, red pill, conservatism is just like, we're talking about the #1 pop star in the world. We're talking about someone who made $2 billion by going on tour night after night after night after night and putting on a 3.5-hour show. We're talking about someone who single-handedly purchased her entire life's work from the money she made on that very tour. I quite literally, if you had to think of the furthest thing from a trad wife, I feel like you might think of Taylor Swift. Like,
no,
you
like,
know what
literally.
I mean?
Like he's not funding her lifestyle of anything. She's funding his.
She's funding his. Like, get serious. And so to me, for all of that to be true, we know how independent she is. We know how successful she is. We know how hard she works. For her to still, I think, be vulnerable and say, and yet I'm still the girl who wanted to get the guy. I'm still the girl who, when I finally found the person who made me feel the way I feel, who made me feel like I could be loved and I could be supported and I could be nurtured and I could be secure and I could lean on him instead of always relying on myself. When I found that person, it was life-changing. And yes, I want to sing a bunch of songs about it. And I know y'all are going to judge me for it, and I'm going to do it anyway. That, to me, is powerful and interesting. It's interesting to me.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah. And all these other men withered under the lights, but this man, he's not falling. He's so strong that it doesn't matter. Her success is not something that's diminishing him. I love
come
it.
on.
I'm sorry.
Y'all are trying to tell me that's not beautiful. And I will also say to the people, I've seen so many people say like, oh, the divorce album is going to go so hard. I hate that.
Yeah,
please
me too.
Never comment that to me. Like,
right. Like, who wishes divorce on people?
Who? And
like,
why?
And
like,
why? You got to be miserable.
We've watched Taylor get her heart broken a million times.
We have a ton of breakup albums. We don't need another one.
How many more times does Taylor Swift need to break her heart so that you can have an album that you love?
We got 31 tracks of a breakup song. And now you're worried about 12 bops? Like, get out of here.
31 tracks. Did you not listen to LOML? Did you not listen to How Did It End? Did you not listen to The Black Dog? She was quite literally like ideating about offing herself. Can we get a break for some happiness, please?
Yes. Like, literally, she said, like, I told Jack, like, if I lose you, I'll die. Like, she was telling you. I can't. People are too much.
People are crazy. And with all that said, I would like to talk a little bit about Father Figure now.
Yeah.
Father Figure was the first song for me that like I immediately listened to again. Like I was listening to each song. I liked each song. I got to Father Figure and was like, oh, run that back.
I love
run that back because it took me by such surprise. So now let me ask you, do you think she's talking about a specific person here? Do you think she's talking about a specific group of people here? Or did you even think about that at all? Like how
I
did
think it's a lot of things, right?
Okay.
I think it's like, I think all of the songs are like that. I think it's like a lot of different people and a lot of different things. And I had a different opinion of it before, but then I started to research the Elizabeth Taylor of it all. I really do think that the muse for this song was Elizabeth Taylor and her second husband, Michael Wilding, which I'm about to drop a video about that. But there's like the winding road to the chateau. There was like a windy road to their house where an iconic actor got into a car accident. There was like, he was 20 years older than her, a father figure. They had a marriage where he was unhappy with how successful and how much money she made, and that was like a real big part of why they broke up. He had a drinking problem with his brown liquor. So like I think there's just like a lot of things. Now, do I think there's like another bigger meaning about other things and other, sure, but I think that she takes stories and she uses them to tell her own story, and I really do think that's part of this. What do you think? Tell me everything.
Okay, I love that because I do agree with the idea that Taylor takes from a lot of different references, I think, when she writes a song, and people so often try to box her into just writing a song about a specific person, a specific thing, when she's told us so many times that oftentimes she is weaving different things into a story in order to craft the song.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with you there. I love the theory about it being, at least one of the references being Elizabeth Taylor. I will say, I think this song, to me, it feels like an amalgamation of experiences within the music industry.
Definitely.
So I saw someone say, like, this is so obviously about Olivia Rodrigo. First of all, I don't think that's obvious. But second of all, do I think there's a little bit of Olivia Rodrigo in here? Sure. But I think it's almost like, it's not even important, Olivia Rodrigo specifically.
Yeah.
What I think we're hearing a little bit of in here is like the people who Taylor has helped to put on, and there are multiple, who have then later kind of thrown that kindness back in her face and kind of like not shown up for her or not taken the opportunity to be as loyal to her. I would say Charlie XCX is one of those. I didn't realize this, but she was on Reputation tour with Taylor.
Oh, I didn't know that
She
either.
was one of the guests that that Taylor brought out. So, and Reputation, just for everyone who didn't know, when she went on Reputation tour, it was the biggest tour in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. So she brought you out to the biggest tour in the world. Now you have this, that, and the third to say. So I think there's probably a little Charlie in there. I think there's probably a little Olivia in there. And I think there are probably countless other artists who she has tried to help and who then have not like been loyal. So I definitely think that's in there.
For sure.
I also think the Scott Borchetta of it all is in there.
I was about to say that.
Particularly with the lines about like, I protect the family, leave it with me. I definitely think that's part of what she's talking about here
1,000%.
is this idea that like, you thought you were my father figure. Because I think she's also playing with, she talks about this in the movie, she's playing with what seat she sits in during the song.
Switches a little bit halfway through.
I think it switches. I think like there are parts of the song where she's taking on the persona of the person who was the father figure to her.
Yep.
And I think there are parts of the song where she's sitting in the seat of the father figure. And I think the fact that you can never really tell which part you're in is kind of the brilliance of the song, because you know that Taylor at any time could be sitting in either of those seats. And that's what makes it so interesting.
And I love this idea that she takes like characters and she uses their story to tell those stories. So we got Clarabelle and we got Ophelia and we have, Elizabeth Taylor. And I think she does that a lot. She takes like a classic story that you could look up every little detail about and somehow weaves it into her real life. And that to me is like fascinating. How does she do it?
Yeah, I completely agree. I just want to read some of these lyrics. So the chorus is, I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. This love is pure profit. Just step into my office. I dry your tears with my sleeve. Leave it with me. That chorus, I mean, it really, truly, because I was in bed the first time I listened to this album, like, whew, like knocked me back, because I feel like that line, this love is pure profit. That's what made me think of Scott Borchetta, because I feel like he told her, you're a part of the family. You're a part of the Big Machine family. Oh, turns out by family, I meant it's time to cash these checks.
By family, I mean, I really like Scooter Braun, actually.
Exactly, right? So when she says a line like, this love is pure profit, it immediately makes me think of that. It's just, there's a lot going on here, and it makes for a really satisfying listen.
Yeah, that's actually why the song that everyone thinks is about Charlie XCX, I'm like, is the whole thing about her, or is it just like, are you guys just insinuating that because she said something about cocaine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like, again, to me, Charlie, it probably is about Charlie XCX. It's just not all about Charlie XCX.
Exactly.
I just don't think that Taylor, for the most part, writes songs
a song about one
that
person.
way. Just one person, unless it's a song about Travis. Then we know she's only talking about Travis.
Right. Yeah.
But otherwise, I think she is talking about. She could be talking about all sorts of people in that song. That song, by the way, is called Actually Romantic. Let's play a little bit.
Which I love that song too.
I do too. I think that song's great. I like the rock, the boom boom.
Yeah, it's kind of like old school, like early 2000s punk rock. I love it.
Which I really enjoy.
You know what's funny is I thought that song was going to be about how romantic Travis Kelce was before I heard it.
Yeah.
That cracks me up.
I really like that song. And again, to your point about it not just being all about Charlie XCX, I just have to imagine there are a lot of people.
I think it's about us.
Could be aiming that to. Exactly. It's about probably all of her haters, because think about the number of people who swear up and down they hate Taylor Swift. But if you go to their page right now, it's all Taylor Swift videos.
It's all Taylor Swift videos.
How can you hate me? You love me. You love me. You must. Like, who spends all of their time talking about somebody that they hate? So do I think it's partially pointed at Charlie XCX? Sure. But do I think it's also pointed at some of you haters, myself included, because I know I have some critical videos of Taylor. So she may have been singing to me too.
Right. All of us. She's singing all of us.
Right. Like when she says, what's the lyric? No man has ever loved me like you do. What I loved about that lyric is like, this is someone who clearly loves being in love, like it's like her favorite thing. And so she's kind of flipping it and saying like, well, when I think about it, the people who've loved me the most are my haters. I love that.
It's so true. I feel like I'm going to sing this on every one of my hate comments, like going forward. Like it's so good. I love it so much. And then also I saw some people being like, well, Charlie XCX was singing about her insecurities in that song that was supposed to be about Taylor Swift. And then she writes this like mean whole song about her. And I'm just like, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. We don't know what she said that got back to Taylor too. Like we weren't there.
Right. And Charlie has also mentioned Taylor in the press. So it's clearly not just about that song. And also, and I said this in one of my videos, I don't think you get to talk about somebody in a song and then dictate how they respond.
Right.
If you talk about somebody in a song, if you say something like, I hate seeing you backstage at my ex's show, I get to hear that and interpret that the way I want to hear it and interpret it. Okay. Maybe to you, it was just about your insecurities, but you're still bringing me up. So, that idea. And
that Maddie Healy breakup was nasty. So the fact that she was even intertwined in that, like she stepped her foot in some shit right there.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
not good.
I personally am not going to fault Taylor for, you sing about me, I sing about you.
Yeah. Don't
Feels
write a
fair.
song about me.
Fair is fair.
Fair is fair.
Fair is fair. I love that song. I think that is a great song. I do think we need to talk about, we skipped it, but we do need to talk about Eldest Daughter because it is the track 5. What were your immediate feelings when you heard it first?
I am the eldest daughter, so I wanted to like love it very much. But I'm in a period right now where I can't listen to like songs that are like sad, and it was like making me sad. I think it was the melody more than the lyrics that were making me sad. Like, and I was just like, oh, I don't know if I could love this right now,
Yeah. I hear you. It made me sad too. I cried the first time I heard it. Just by the time you get to the end. And yes, I think a lot of it is the melody. Like, I mean, she's a melody queen there's simply no denying that. But I do think these lyrics they're really beautiful. Let me look them up. Not to make you more sad, but just because the thing is, for everyone who hasn't heard the song, the thesis of the song is like, I'm trying so hard to be cool, but I'm not. Yeah. I'm not cool. Like this whole time I've been acting, I've been pretending, I've been putting on a show, I've been dressing up in wolf's clothing, I've been doing everything I can. And because as every eldest daughter knows, like that's what you do. No, like 100%. It's on you to figure shit out. And so you figure it out and like you do what you have to do. But then she's saying, effectively to the person she loves, like, I'm not those things that I pretend to be, but what I am is someone who's not going to let you down.
Yeah.
Like I'm not all these other things, but like I will be here, you know?
It's so sad, but it's so sweet.
It's so sweet, but it is sad. Like it does again feel so vulnerable to say like I'm not I'm not a bad bitch. I'm not a savage. I'm not cool. I'm not the person on the internet who's going to like, everyone's going to like, and everyone's going to laugh at my jokes. I'm not any of those things, but I am someone who's going to be here for you. Like I can at least give you that. And that is, like you said, it's very sweet, but it's also, it's sad. It's lovely, really.
It is.
And that is a song that people are dragging because they're like, oh, why would she say bad bitch and savage? And I'm just like, because again, the theme of the song is how she's not cool enough to be using these words. Like she's not cool. Can we
also like why are they mad about that? Like they're mad about the stupidest stuff. It's so infuriating.
And I'm about ready to get into this discourse because yes, they are mad about that stupidest stuff. The thing that people are mad about specifically with that line is basically they're saying it's anti-Black because, you know, Black women are the ones who are most historically thought of being savage, being a bad bitch. Like we sort of coined those terms and we did. That is true. But just like pretty much all of AAVE, it has absolutely been co-opted by the people of the internet. So now there are plenty of non-Black women running around referring to themselves as bad bitches and savages and everything else.
Right.
And so I don't think this is Taylor saying, I'm not like that Black girl you used to be with, which is what the internet is saying.
Oh, okay. I see where they're connecting it now.
Yes, because for everyone who doesn't know, Travis's ex-girlfriend is her name. I think her name is Kayla Nicole. She's a Black woman. And he was with her, I think, for like 5 years or so. Yeah. So, and he's the most immediate relationship prior to Taylor. Although I think their breakup was like a long time before he started dating Taylor. But no matter.
She says like it wasn't. She was like, well, we shared dog custody and we saw each other all the time. And I was like,
oh, is that what she says? Okay. Yeah, well, look, I don't know anything about that. But I find it very hard to believe that the point Taylor was trying to make here was, I'm not like one of these Black girls.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You know, like, I think this is her continuing, because the language she uses in the verse is, she opens up by saying, everybody's so punk on the internet, everybody's unbothered till they're not, every joke's just trolling and memes, sad as it seems, apathy is hot, everybody's cutthroat in the comments, every single hot take is cold as ice, when you found me I said I was busy, that was a lie, right? So she's using she's using all these internet phrases, unbothered, punk, trolling, memes, cutthroat, hot take, all of these things that we all on the internet say. So she's continuing that in the chorus and saying, but me, I'm not that. I'm not a bad bitch. I'm not savage. I'm not all these things that you hear about online. Like I've tried to be, but like in the end, I'm not. And so it's like I hear what people are saying. I'm not denying that those phrases are historically tied to Black women. I just find it very hard to believe that that's what Taylor was going for.
Yeah, I didn't see that there, but I did see like where they're saying she took a dig at her, and I can see that. I can see that one.
I can see the dig in I think it was Opalite. Was that the song where she says like you were in it for real. She was in her phone. Yeah.
She was just there for the pose, and then like something about like that video of them in the restaurant where she's trying to like take a picture, and he's like he wants to go and he wants to leave. I think it was like a reference to that.
Oh,
and she was like, I gotta get my picture, and he was like, enough with the posing. Like, let's get out of here.
Oh, so there's lore there.
Yeah, there's lore there for sure.
Okay, you know what? And just so you guys know that reference is in the song Opalite. I will say this to the people making the anti-Black comments. I just first of all, I disagree with you, and I'm not going to give it too much. As it relates to the fact that his ex-girlfriend is Black, his ex-girlfriend is Black. So to the extent that Taylor says anything about any of his exes, it's going to upset a certain subset of people. But like, this is what Taylor does. We can quite literally go back through any album and find references to the love that came before her. What does she say about Joe Alwyn? My heart's been broken, your heart's been bruised. You could interpret that as a dig to whoever he was with before who bruised his heart, right?
For sure.
When she said, on her first album or on Fearless, like, she wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts, right? Like if any of us knew who she was dating when she was 16, we could be like, oh, she's talking about, Sally Mae. Like so this is
Sally Mae. Giving out
Sally
loans.
Mae? Sally Mae.
Giving out those student loans.
But like this is a recurring theme for her. When she's talking to a lover, when she's referencing someone she's with, she has more than once referenced the person who came before her. So if it was okay all those other times, it can't just now. We can't now just be like, oh, she's anti-Black. If she's doing the same thing she's always done, we can't be like, oh, but this time it's because she hates Black women. That just
I mean, I can't really speak on racism in this aspect because nobody wants to hear that from me. But and we know that, right? Like, look at my skin color. Nobody wants to hear that from me. But I will say, I think if she was a different ethnicity, that like probably no one would be bothered by it, right? Like, nobody would care if they were dragging her. I think. Hopefully,
I don't think so. I think you're right about that, and it just seems to me like. And I'm not saying Taylor deserves every benefit of the doubt. I have critiqued her more than once on other things, but this to me feels like such a leap. Like we have literally heard her do this same thing before. The difference is, yes, Travis's ex is Black, but what does that change about Taylor's perspective looking at this relationship, right? Yeah. Like this is someone she loves.
I thought it was bold of her though. Because Kayla Nicole is a pretty vocal person on the internet, and like I don't think she's like wants to hold back ever. Like if anything, I think she's really trying hard to hold back. So I thought it was bold because she might just get on an interview and just be like, "Fuck Taylor Swift," you know what I mean?
Well, and and I think again to the point around Taylor being willing to take risks with this album and kind of that's why to me it is a little bit closer to a Reputation because I do feel like it's grittier. I do feel like it's like listen. Because I haven't paid that much attention to Kayla Nicole, but I'm pretty sure she has talked a little bit of shit. Like,
a little bit, like subtly.
Not too much.
Yeah, and I know people get real mad about that. Like, so I won't talk about it too much. But she's said more than maybe I would have, just because I'm scared of the fandom.
And I think she's gotten way more hate than she should have ever gotten. I think people have gone crazy. But when I did my little bit of poking around when this news first was breaking, was she saying just a little bit of slick shit here and there? Yes, she was, which is her right. Like any ex,
I think I would have.
I think I would have too. So I'm not saying
I wouldn't be able to watch that shit all the time.
Exactly.
I wouldn't.
I'm not saying I wouldn't have talked some slick shit too, but again, getting back to, okay, well, this is Taylor's album. This is her chance to say what she wants to say. You talk slick shit. Taylor also is allowed to talk slick shit.
And she didn't directly just be like, it wasn't like a diss track to her.
No, it wasn't.
Which it could have been.
It could have been, but it wasn't. And I think if it had been like an actual diss track, then I think that would have gone too far. Because it's like, okay, she didn't do anything to deserve it.
Yeah, because she didn't do anything to you, right?
Exactly. So to me, the little bit of slick shit I think I saw from Kayla, I feel like saying she was in her phone, it's not even necessarily mean. It's more like, well, that's where she went.
And like to her defense, like I don't know how she watches this shit. If that was my ex, I'd be logging the fuck out.
I completely agree. Okay. Are there any other songs we want to make sure to talk about before we fully, I think we've been sliding in and out of the discourse, but before we fully dive in, any other songs you want to talk about?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered like a good amount.
Yeah. Well, I do think we've got to talk about Wood.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Wood. My main thing about Wood is, by the way, I like Wood. I think it's definitely so different of Taylor to like just step into that realm, right? But all I keep thinking behind the scenes is like, how do you write and release this song and not think to yourself, oh, his mom's going to listen to this song? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and my dad's going to listen to this song, right? Like, I would die having to play this song for them the first time. Like, all right, everyone, cover your ears. This is about me getting dick.
I mean, but honestly, so many artists have sung so many songs about sex, and I would say this one's pretty tame in comparison to others.
Yeah.
So that thought didn't really cross my mind. The thought that did cross my mind though was like Travis Kelce having to be in the locker room and every single man knowing that Taylor wrote a song about his dick.
But also, he's probably going to be like, "Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, now you know.
Now you know. Now you know."
And they seen it probably before her.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm sure every single one of his friends and teammates like dapped him up when they got into the locker room, like, oh.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. But I will just say this is, I think right now, my favorite song on the album, because every time I hear it, I want to dance. I think it is so fun. I love what I'm calling a Jackson 5 interpolation. I don't know if she's calling it that, and that is part of what we'll discuss in the discourse. I'm calling it that. I think it makes it feel instantly familiar, but then the juxtaposition of how familiar it sounds with the words that you're hearing just makes for a really fun song and a really fun experience. And to everybody saying like, this is like so beneath Taylor and such a fall from grace from, Tortured Poets Department. I honestly think y'all can shut the fuck up. I really and truly.
It's the same people at their middle school dance that were like, dun, 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 dun. Like, guys, get real. Like, this is not like new.
Be serious.
Yeah, be serious. Yeah.
She's 35 years old. She's in a committed relationship and she likes to have sex.
Yeah.
Hello. Can we calm down? Please get over it. Please enjoy the vibe because the vibe is immaculate.
You're not her future mother-in-law or her father listening to the song, so like stop.
So suck it up or press next. You don't like it, press next. But please don't be out here pontificating on the internet about how it's such a fall from grace because she used the word dickmatized. Get over it, Susan.
I liked that she used that word. I'm like, bring that word around. Like, we need to start using that word more. Like,
it was, again, surprising. And it's fun when your favorite artists can still surprise you. When you get a moment where it's like, of all the things I was expecting Taylor to say on this album, dickmatized was not on that list. And I love the surprise of that. Like, it's fun.
A few days before the album was released, I think like leaks were going around. I managed to stay away from like all of them. However, somebody had put like an image on Threads with like that lyric on there. And I was like, that's obviously fake. Scroll. Like, I did not even believe it was real.
Oh, thank God. I didn't see any leaks. I didn't see any image. I didn't see anything. Thank God, because it just made every moment so pristine. Like, I feel like I got to experience it exactly the way she wanted me to, which was just like headphones in, listening, like, and then getting that shock. And I wasn't sure what she said. I was like, he hypnotized me. And I was like, okay, so
me too. I was like,
what? Hypnotized? Like, what?
Like,
and then I looked at the lyrics and I was like, yeah,
because you can barely tell she says it.
Yeah.
Right? She was so subtle. I was lucky because I listened to it for the first time on an airplane. So I had no Wi-Fi. I had nothing but this album. So I just went repeat over and over again until I learned all the words. And then I'm like, who's this about? Who's that about? I'm like,
right.
It was great. A great experience. I highly suggest doing that sometime.
Yeah. Would for me. Fantastic. Top song. All right. So with that said, let's just dive into this discourse. Let's dive all the way in. I mean, I've already shared so many of my thoughts on TikTok, but I haven't shared yet because I have been thinking, what do I think about this? Is in response to a creator I respect. Her name is Caro Burke. I think I've spoken about her before. She's the co-host of a podcast called Diabolical Lies. I'm a subscriber. Think that podcast is fantastic. And she posted a take. I'm going to very much paraphrase. You can find her take.
Yeah.
But she posted a take basically saying like, how disappointing it is that like we all agree this isn't Taylor's best album, but it's going to be the best selling album in history. All indicators right now are pointing to that, at least in terms of first week sales or whatever. And it's clearly made her so much money. It is like basically just the pinnacle of capitalism. She said this album clearly was so rushed. It's clearly not her best writing, and yet it's going to make her so much money. And like, that seems to be all Taylor cares about. And I want to react to that because I have complicated feelings. On the one hand, I do think Taylor Swift is capitalist in chief. I think she cares a lot about making money. I think it is very high on her list of things that matter to her. I think we have plenty of evidence to support that statement. The fact, all the merch, all the variants, all of the different things that she releases for the sole purpose of getting people to spend more money, the voice notes that you could just put on YouTube, but instead you sell them to your fans for
the CDs that are all the same with different photos.
The variants that are not variants because it's literally just different artwork.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and in order to get this time to get, I read, because she did like a note, you know how she penned a letter. But in order to get the whole letter, you had to buy all 5 CDs because it was like one paragraph in each. Okay.
But I didn't do that.
No. I didn't do any of that. I haven't done any of that. I just streamed it on Apple Music. But like, she clearly cares about making money. It is important to her. She's made a lot of it. She's continuing to make a lot of it. And is it sometimes discomforting to think about one of your favorite artists being so focused on the money-making aspect of it? Yes, of course it is. Because you want them to be focused on the art. Like, you turn to them for art. You don't want it to feel like a transaction. I don't want it to feel like every time I want to engage with Taylor, I got to dig in my pocket and give her. Like, I want to feel like I'm engaging with her art as an artist. And so thinking about how much of a transaction it really is, like, that is discomforting. And so I certainly agree with the idea that, like, yes, we are in late stage capitalism. Yes, everything is an opportunity for her to make money. Yes, that does make me a bit uncomfortable. The thing is, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Taylor didn't invent any of this. She didn't invent the capitalist system that we live in. She didn't invent creating variations of your album. She didn't invent selling merch. She didn't invent all of these things. She just happens to be so good at the art that people are even more willing to do all of these other ancillary things to give her more money. And while I don't love it, I don't engage with the variants. I've never bought any merch, blah, blah, blah. No one's forcing anyone else to either.
Yeah, that's my thing. No one's forcing you to. This is the first, like, the album I bought was the first time I've ever bought anything. I usually just stream right on Spotify.
And
I mean, I don't need to pay the money to listen to the music. I'm already subscribed to Spotify.
Exactly. And I feel the same way. So, like, you know, I spent my $14 to go see the movie. That was because I thought this is going to be a fun way to spend my time. It was not because I felt like I'm never going to see the music video if I don't go to the movie. We all knew the music video was going to come out eventually, right? So, like, I just thought this is going to be a fun way to spend 90 minutes with my husband. So, and no one forced me to do it, you know? So, like, while I understand, yes, it was yet another way for Taylor to make money, it was also another way for me to have fun. It's just like, I can understand those takes, but I can't really find myself faulting Taylor for a system she didn't invent, for taking advantage of a system she didn't invent.
Yeah, I guess I have the same take as you, because, like, nobody is forcing us to spend money. We don't have to, and you're gonna hear the music either way, whether you buy it or you stream it on Spotify or you hear it on TikTok for free. I mean, either way, you're gonna hear the music. So, and, you know, deep diving and the Easter eggs and all that shit's free. You don't have to pay any money for it. So, yes, I agree. The capitalism of it all is disappointing as a whole with everybody, not just her. But also, I don't engage in it, so it's like I also can't relate, I guess.
Like, it's not, it's not top of mind to me as something terrible. And then her other point, and this is a discourse, I mean, we've weaved in and out, but that this isn't her best work. It feels rushed. The writing feels lazy. The words feel cringy. And even the accusations about her kind of plagiarizing other people's songs, because you can hear these musical references. I guess I just feel like, as it relates to people saying the writing isn't good, the lyrics aren't good, whatever. The lyrics to me feel basically on par with most of Reputation in 1989.
Yeah,
like
I'm with you on that.
As far as a pop focused upbeat album goes, the lyrics feel on par to me. I had someone argue in my comments that like we got way better lyrics on Reputation in 1989, and I'm like, are you reading the lyrics I'm reading?
Right.
Go read the lyrics to Endgame. I want to be your Endgame. I want to be your A-team. I want to be.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing that deep there.
No, it is not
if
giving
anything,
Shakespeare.
I think this is deeper.
It is. Thank you. It is like, and I love Reputation, but
Me
like,
too.
it does not go listen to the lyrics of Look What You Made Me Do. Tell me that she was giving modern day Shakespeare and Look What You Made Me Do. She was
not happening.
So how are we this mad that like when she returns to the form of straight pop, she also returns to some of the writing structure of straight pop, which is not long, multi-syllable words in every phrase. Like, it just...
Tortured Poets Department spoiled people.
It did.
So bad that they just don't understand.
Exactly.
Okay. That's what I really think happened. I had someone in my comment section come in to say, first of all, at the end of my video, I said, if you don't like this album, you don't got to tell me. But of course, they still had to tell me, right?
They still had to tell you.
Came in my comment section. She wrote a paragraph. Sorry to call you out if you're listening, but I'm going to call you out. I could have called you out on TikTok, but I didn't because this would have been too mean. But it was a paragraph about how vapid and shallow it was. And so I'm like, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't feel that way, right? But I went to the person's page and I started going through the videos. First of all, like 20 videos about the album. Not one, 20. Okay. I go to the very first 3. They're all about how much she loves the album. Okay. Then after like the 3rd or 4th one, it turns to, I hate the album so much. And now I'm like, do you now hate it because everyone else hates it? And you think if you're getting on here saying you hate it, that you're going to like get views and likes and clicks and money. Right. And so now you don't like it. But before, when you started talking about it, like in the first 24 hours, you freaking loved the album. I don't understand that. I don't like it.
I don't like that. That is,
and I think that's happening a lot.
And you know what else is going to happen? We're going to see the switch up. We're going to see people say, I spent more time. Now I'm loving it. Or now that she's released some of the acoustic versions, I'm seeing people like, oh, this version of Elizabeth Taylor, I like. Okay. It's the same song and it's got a guitar. All right. Come on. Right? Please be serious.
and I mentioned that I listened to it on an airplane and I listened to it 8 or 9 times and that I really liked it and blah, blah, blah. And somebody in my comment section said, oh, well, if you had to listen to it 8 or 9 times to like it, then you didn't really like it. And first of all, nobody made me. I could have turned it off after the first listen if I really wanted to. I have free will. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have listened to it that many times if I didn't like it. Are you guys okay?
Are you guys okay? No one's putting a gun to our head and making us listen to Taylor's music. Truly. No one. And no one is keeping you from listening to all the other music she has made. If that's what you want to hear, if every time you hear this music you think, I hate this, I wish it were Tortured Poets Department, bitch, stream Tortured Poets Department. It is still available. They didn't take it off Apple Music. They didn't take it off Spotify. You can still listen to it right now.
Truly. And like also people coming in and being like, I know you actually didn't like it that much. Do you think I'd be going against the entire internet right now if I didn't like it that much? I'd just jump right on the bandwagon. It'd be way easier to do that shit than to get dragged every day for liking something. Also, why are you dragging me for liking something? Like, I don't understand. You're allowed to not like the same things as me. We are different. Oh my God.
Do you know how easy it would be to jump on this bandwagon, this Taylor hate train? It would be so easy to do that. Unfortunately, I like the album.
Yeah.
Which is what I said day one. It's still true today. I'm still enjoying it today. I'm enjoying it more today because I know more of the words, so I can sing along more today than I could on day one, which makes it even better. It is infectious, and like I don't have any problem with people not liking the album. Like I do not need to like convince anybody to like the album, but I will say so many of these critiques feel frustrating because it feels like, one, you're trying to act like she's never given us pop songs before that don't have Shakespearean level lyrics. She has, and she will again. Two, you're trying to act like if she says anything about a dick, suddenly like it's beneath her. That's crazy. Like some women like dick. Like, get over it, Susan. Then you're acting like because she's talking about wanting to get married, she's suddenly a MAGA trad wife.
Yeah, like what?
Do you understand over half of all adults get married? Over half. Okay. So turns out a lot of people want to get married. Are they all red pilled?
But also they had her marrying off to Joe Alwyn at some point, and nobody was upset about that.
Nobody was upset about that. No one was calling her a trad wife. That was because that was her soulmate. But now it's giving trad wife. Now it's giving red pilled. It's just like so many of these critiques feel so far fetched. Like, and like you just want to hate on her. And you know, you're allowed to. Everyone's allowed to do what they want. You're allowed to hate on Taylor if that's your full-time job now. Fine. Right. But like leave us out of it. Like we said a week ago. Leave us out of it.
Truly. I couldn't agree more. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
What is that line in the song? She said, we're going to tell everybody to leave us the fuck alone, and they're gonna.
We tell the whole world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do. Yes. Thank you, Taylor. Yes. Leave us the fuck alone. We will continue enjoying, engaging, streaming. I will continue streaming on Apple Music. I did not purchase any variants, any physical copies, but I'm still enjoying it.
Turning my blue album on my
Turning
record
your
player.
blue album. Yes. We are very happy Swifties. We you know, if we were drinking right now and we're not, I've run out of my iced coffee. I would toast you, Taylor. I would say cheers to you, girl.
Absolutely. With my brown liquor.
With my brown liquor. That's right.
That's it this week, everyone. Be sure to follow us on TikTok at 2 Queens, 2 Crowns, and to check out the podcast on YouTube, 2 Queens, 2 Crowns.
Erica and I would also love for you to follow us on our personal socials. I'm on TikTok at @Iam_KJ Miller and YouTube with the handle I am KJ Miller. And Erica's on IG at Letta Bino and TikTok at Letta_Bitchno. We'll see you next week.
Bye.